Hey guys, it's Ross Scott, and on the Space Coach today we're going to be having our first look properly at this Comet, the world's first jet airliner. It's a beautiful picture on the cover. And there we see on the back, rolled out in 1949, went into service in 1952, the new Elizabethan age. Let's get some pictures. There's some of the planes that were around at the time, so obviously the Lockheed Constellation. I think these are converted bombers, like the Lancaster, that sort of thing. It was based on the Halifax bomber, so let's see. There's more. Obviously, that's the Boeing Stratocruiser. These will be like Douglas DC-6, DC-7 type of thing. What is it? It's the Canadair C4, which was a version of the DC-4. So see here, various things about the engine development, the cutting edge design that it was at the time. Let's see, let's get some more pics, because there's pictures on every page. There you see a mock-up here. Not sure if that is like just like a wooden prototype for testing, I think it was. Obviously it had the problems with pressurization once it had been in service for a while. There you see another one on the assembly line there. Here you see several Comets on the production line. Now you may or may not know, but the French Caravelle craft, which had the twin engines at the back and the T-tail midway up the tail instead of at the top, it used the entire nose section and fuselage diameter of the Comet just to save time. And that was a more successful craft than the Comet. Now here we go, here's some nice ones here. More of the production, there it is, very nice. Not sure if that is photo or painting. No, that is painting. This, however, is a photo. You would normally see the plane the other side. You can see here, it's not fully finished. The engines aren't installed and the tail hasn't been put in. But the other side, it had been, and that was the side that the press saw. And there it is on its first flight. Taking off. Interesting wheel configurations. Like I think it's on like one wheel on this here at the front undercarriage. And there it is in flight. Beautiful plane. I've seen the final version, which was like the Nimrod at the Sunderland Air Show a few years ago. It was loud. What else do we have? Let's go a bit further, find some more nice pics. There you go, on board. In the days when it was 2x2. You don't even get that in business class these days unless it's a smaller plane. But yes, seating for I think 36 to 44 people. What else do we have? Passengers boarding. I think this was the initial flight to Johannesburg in May 1952. There you go. Now I have another book, an airline, you know, one of those airline books of all the planes. This is in there. It's a UAT, which is a French airline, and you can see the square windows in that one. So that's quite a rare photo. That's one of the original Comet ones. I assume they all got scrapped because it was the Comet 4 was the final version. And that was in service with Dan Air until about 1980. And there is one Canadian Pacific Comet. And theirs was one of the ones that crashed. Although it was a crash rather than the explosion in mid-air. For instance, there you see some of the wreckage that has been gathered. The most exhaustive investigation in British aviation history. And it certainly paved the way for all planes that followed from whatever manufacturer. Let's see, what's... There you go, some more there. In an RAF configuration. I think that's BEA, British European Airways. No, it's the Royal Canadian Air Force. But you can see that it was used by the Air Force by these markings, of course. You see the roundel there and this. Let's see, what else do we have? That is a Comet 4C, I believe. You can see it's much, much longer. Nearly twice the length, in fact. What else do we have? Yes, there you go. Some of the publicity at the time, and there it is down at the bottom. So yes, there you go, guys. That's just our first look at Comet. Fascinating airplane, absolutely tragic. It should have been amazing. Britain could have led the world. But there you go. There, but for the grace of God, as I say, it could have just as easily happened to the 707 or someone else. But yes, I shall continue going through that in due course, as I love books about planes. I've got the one about building the 777 as well somewhere. But for now, that's just our first look at the Comet. Please subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this content. Leave me a comment suggestion about what kind of topic you'd like to see discussed, or like the video.